SEMO head coach Tom Matukewicz, the Red Hawks coming off their open date. Last time they played, they had a big win over UT Martin to start conference play. They're up to number 21 in both major top 25 polls this week. And they get the war for the wheel. They're going to take on number 7, Southern Illinois on Saturday. So a lot going on there, Coach. Just let's some general thoughts on your team, and then we'll get into some specifics.
Yeah, just at the end of the day, pretty excited to be in another big game. You got to earn these, just like the UT Martin game, and got to do it again. And so thankful that we had the bye week. I think more so emotionally. We are banged up, but I don't think we're getting any of those guys back. But I do think, just to let the rope down for a little bit helped so we can get focused and get our energy back this week to really prepare for an outstanding SIU team.
I do want to take you back real quick about that UT Mart game, and just from an offense perspective, back and forth, very exciting. Just your thoughts as kind of went, UT Martin had the lead and then you all came back, and then just exciting overtime.
It was, man, what a great game. Just it had literally everything you can think of. And just feel very fortunate, someone was going to lose, at the end of the day, we had to make some plays in the end, and we did that. And it means a lot to beat UT Martin. And so that's hats off to those guys in the program that they have a lot of respect. I think I'm 6-5 against Jason. So now he's going to have to buy lunch at the convention this year. So I feel very fortunate any time that we can come away with a dub.
And then Paxton had gotten banged up the game before. He comes back 6 touchdowns as the National Player of the Week by one organization. So just about his toughness to kind of overcome that.
Yeah, man, I just can't imagine there was a time in my life where we felt like we could throw it that much. But felt like that's what we needed to do, and certainly that comes from trust in the protection, trust in Paxton. It's really the turnover thing. I've been a part of those. When you start throwing it that much, all of a sudden a pick six, a sack, fumble, scoop, score, like cost you game type stuff. And so his decision making was very good. And he's certainly tough through the injuries that he's faced, and proud of how he's playing, and proud of the leader that he's becoming.
What about your offensive line then? What do you think about them at this point so far this season?
I think they are way better than they were a year ago. I think, we missed our Jalen Nettles has an injury, so he was out. And so, his backup came in and did a nice job. And so I think those guys are battling and competing and giving us a shot.
Before we talk about specifics on how good this SIU team is, just, war for the wheel, the 92nd all-time meeting goes back to 1909. What's it like to play in this rivalry? And I know you've seen it from other angles, that to have like this trophy to play your rival, and the excitement that really gets into both fan bases.
Yeah, we're trying to create a meaningful rivalry. Other areas have it, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, all those type of teams. And so SEMO and SIU is starting to get there. We had a sold out crowd last year. It was standing room only. I'm sure there'll be a good crowd because it's great for both communities. It's been an outstanding football game most years. And so this is what it's all about. Why you go to SIU, why you go to SEMO is to play in meaningful games. And this is one of them, man. And it has a lot of implications both on playoffs. Certainly when you look at the history, I think the last 6 years, whoever won this game has been in the playoffs. When you're dealing with trying to get 2 in from our conference, this is the type of game that you have to win to validate your team, because we're not going to get any, they're not going to let us in, and we have to earn our way in.
And then more specific about this year, you both have numbers in front of your name now. You're both ranked there really good. What have you seen from them so far on tape this year?
Man, they're definitely deserving of that top 10 ranking. This is probably Nick Hill's best team. he's obviously a great quarterback himself, and I could tell the improvement that he's made with DJ. You could just see that kid get better from game one to game two, and then game three kind of had his coming out party to where you're not sure how to defend him because he could beat you both ways. But he's really improved, and that's a credit to those guys. Got great talent, wide receiver wise. This skill is the best skill we've played, including Martin and New Mexico State for sure. Probably going to be some points in this game, and we got to be able to match their skill, make them drive it, get them to earn what they get.
When, since the UT Martin game was high scoring too, sometimes is it defenses play bad or just offenses are so good and the skill, as you said, sometimes you can't stop the scoring. How does that work?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, every game is its own life. I think what happens generally when there's high scoring games is you get explosive plays on you, and you get explosive plays by not being disciplined, those type of things. We let a couple go. Didn't play as good as on defense as I thought we could have. I think we were a little too amped up and just kind of lost some focus. But you never know. I know this. We got to make sure that SIU earns everything they get. You can't just let them get 70 or 80 on a play.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck against the Salukis this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Kyle.